use a game app called Kahoot. Now, the easiest way to access Kahoot is if you read your JTA email and you downloaded the app in advance, you're going to get a pin, you're going to enter that pin, and you're going to be able to play no problem at all. If you don't, I can see some of you didn't, and your hearts are palpitating. Don't worry. It's going to be okay. What you can do is you can open up two windows, okay? You're going to have one window to see the Kahoot questions, okay? And you're going to have a separate window to enter the Kahoot answers. Not two tabs, two windows, because you need to see two screens at one time. Again, if you can download the Kahoot app, if you're going to be a regular on You Call That News, I got to remember to point the right way, then you should download the app. But if you don't have the app right now, no worries. All right, so in just a minute, I am going to share my screen. You're going to go to kahoot.it, and you are going to enter the screen, and you are going to enter that pin. All right, and my screen is shared. And we are going to turn on some lobby music, and we're going to go into present mode. And give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen. Everyone give me a thumbs up. Excellent. Enter that pin. We have 0 players. So I'm going to give you guys some time to log on. While I'm going to give you guys some time to log on, I'm going to tell some jokes. Once again, I am Rabbi Ben Resnick. I'm here wearing a bow tie because I'm excited. But because I'm in quarantine, I'm not wearing any shoes. Maybe you're not wearing any shoes. Joke number 1, my favorite joke of all time. Knock, knock. No one can answer because you're all muted. Who's there? Broken pencil. Broken pencil who? Doesn't matter, there's no point anyway. Here's a Jewish joke. My philosophy professor of blessed memory, Ted Cohen, wrote this book, which you can't see, which is called Jokes, Philosophical Considerations on Joking Matters. My professor said this is a Jewish joke because the logic is crazy. There was a man sleeping next to his wife. She keeps punching him. She says, "It's cold in here, shut the window." He rolls over. She said, "It's cold in here, shut the window." Finally, he gets up. He slams the window shut and says, "Okay, it's warm outside now?" He says that's a Jewish joke because the logic doesn't make any sense. Here's another Jewish joke, the logic of which doesn't make any sense. I'm literally the only person in the world I know who thinks this joke is funny. This joke is about the town of Chelm. There was a woman in Chelm. She ran the bar there. Everyone knew her from Asara, and she had a riddle that she thought no one could answer. She said, "What's purple?" Nailed to a wall, and whistles. And she called all the rabbis together, and no one could figure it out. All the wise men, they say, "What is it from Asara? What's purple?" Nailed to a wall, and whistles. And she says, "A herring." And they say, "But from Asara, a herring is not purple." And she says, "This herring was painted purple." And they said, "But from Asara, who ever heard of a painting of a herring nailed to a wall?" She said, so this herring was nailed to a wall. Finally they said, "But from Asara, it's not whistling." And she said, "No, so it didn't whistle." No one's laughing. I happen to find that joke very funny. Here's one more Jewish joke for you. Here's one more Jewish joke for you. There were a number of Jewish women. They were having dinner at a restaurant. The waiter came up to them, very careful, very nervous, said, "Ladies, is anything okay? We're up to 27 players. I don't know how many more jokes I have. I got to keep telling these bad jokes until the game starts." Once again, go to kahoot.it, enter that pin. If you have the app, great. If not, you got to open up two screens so you can see both the questions and the answer pad. We are starting right now with You Call That News, brought to you by the very fine people at JTA and 2070 Faces Media. We are starting the game right now. You Call That News, 13 questions. Are you ready? Remember to move the pictures of people to make sure you can see all the questions and answers. Which European country is currently seeking to limit its law of return policy? Is it France, Spain, Portugal, or Germany? France, Spain, Portugal, or Germany? We had 19 answers. The faster you answer, the more points you get. The more points you get, the more likely you can win. What do you win? Maybe in the future, fabulous prizes. Tonight, you win a social media shout out from JTA. Mazal Tov to all of you who knew that that was Portugal trying to limit their law of return for Jews who were expelled during the expulsions. Moving right along, question number 2. A Jewish lawyer is dressing as the Grim Reaper to protest what? backyard prayer services in Ohio, gym closures in Colorado, beach openings in Florida, the number of shrimp in his takeout. Again, the faster you answer, the more points you get, the more likely you get one of those coveted social media shout-outs, which, even if you are not a member of Gen Z, go a long way. That's right. I can see lots of you are JTA readers, because that's how I know this man is protesting beach openings in Florida. The number of shrimp in his takeout was protested by Larry David in a very fine episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm. Ori Bernstein in first place, JB in second place, Lynn and Phil in first, Kavo in fourth, and Ken W in fifth. Moving right along to question numero 3. The Union for Reform Judaism announced deep layoffs this week. Who is its president? Is it Rabbi Angela Buchdahl, Rabbi Rick Jacobs, Julie Lerner, or Rabbi David Siegel? "29 answers. Everyone has answered. 5, 4, 3, 3, 3, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, and we are all out of time. Mazal Tov again. Many of you knew that was Rabbi Rick Jacobs. All of the others are prominent rabbis and leaders in the Reform movement, but there is only one president of the URJ, Rabbi Rick Jacobs. Ori Bernstein still in fifth. Campy has moved up into the leaderboard in fourth place. Way to go. And up 8 places, Jekka is the highest climber. Keep it coming, Jekka. We'll see you on the leaderboard soon. Which of the following TV executives moonlights as a cantor? Is it former president of CNN, Jonathan Klein, HBO VP of Marketing, Alana Lowenthal, Showtime President Gary Levine, or Chairman of Warner Media, Bob Greenblatt? Jonathan Klein, Alana Lowenthal, Gary Levine, or Bob Greenblatt? Who moonlights as a cantor? Oh, and not many of you knew. That is a savage question. I hope that's not copyrighted by HQ Trivia. If it is, they're going to have to sue me. Showtime President Gary Levine moonlights as a cantor. Interestingly, Bob Benjamin Greenblatt, the chairman of Warner Media, is not Jewish. He is Catholic. Moving right along, JB in first, Ken W in second, Mark B in third, Renee and Steve in fourth, Ori Bernstein in fifth, and D up 6 places is the highest climber on that round. Moving right along to question number 5. What has been rapidly disappearing from Jewish summer camps? Is it hope of opening, sporting equipment, mosquitoes, or medical supplies? Hope, mosquitoes, sporting equipment, medical supplies. 27 answers. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Mazal Tov to almost all of you who knew that this is our saddest question of the evening. What is disappearing is hope of opening. As far as I know, there are still mosquitoes. They still have sporting equipment, and they still have medical supplies. Let's see the leaderboard. We got JB still in first. No movement there. Moving right along to question number 6. New England Patriots star Julian Edelman just made headlines for completing an Israeli TikTok dance challenge, zooming into an online minyan hosted by JTA's sister site, My Jewish Learning, studying for his adult bar mitzvah, or teaching online exercise classes to raise money for UJA. What is Julian Edelman up to these days? Well, he is studying for his online bar mitzvah, but the subject of that JTA piece was he is raising money for UJA Federation. I wonder why his parents didn't give him a bar mitzvah when he was 13. Mark is on fire with 6 in a row. Moving right along, question number 7. This cookbook author and upcoming Jewish food festival participant was once saved from choking by Tom Colicchio. Is it Bill Telepan, Noah Burnhamoff, Elon Hall, or Joan Nathan? Or is it the Muppet Chef? Bill Telepan, Elon Hall, Noah Burnhamoff, Joan Nathan. That's right, it is Jewish cookbook doyen Joan Nathan. I used to work as a chef, Bill Telepan. I used to work at his restaurant on the Upper West Side. He is not Jewish, though he is married to a Jew, and he taught me how to make white fish salad. Back in my days as a line cook, I smoked upwards of 5,000 trout. Moving right along to question number 8. The Central Council of Jews in Germany just launched the German Jewish Alliance for Change, the Kosher Bratwurst Collective, the Meet a Jew Project, the Shabbat Across Deutschland Initiative. Is it the German Jewish Alliance, the Kosher Bratwurst Collective, the Meet a Jew Project, or Shabbat Across Deutschland? Which one is it? You'd know if you read JTA that it is in fact the Meet a Jew. It is the Meet a Jew Project. It sounds like it could have been the German Jewish Alliance for Change or Shabbat Across Deutschland, but none of those exist. Neither does the Kosher Bratwurst Collective, but no one guessed that. Moving right along, Molly up into fourth place, Campy in fifth, Renee and Steve in third, Mark B in second, and JB in first. We have 4 questions to go. This week, which musician became the second Jewish artist this century to hit #1 on the Billboard Top 100? Is it Doja Cat, Dua Lipa, Sophie Tucker, or Halsey? Doja Cat, Dua Lipa, Sophie Tucker, or Halsey? The second Jew this century, that's the 21st century, to hit #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. And only 5 of you knew that it is, in fact, Doja Cat. It is not Dua Lipa. Nobody guessed Sophie Tucker, who is Jewish and a graduate of Brown University, my alma mater, though that is not her name. That is the name of her group. Moving right along, Leo on fire, back in the game. 3 in a row, JB still in first, Mark B in second, Molly in third, Renee and Steve holding strong, and followed by Leo. Moving on to question number 10. To raise money for COVID relief efforts, Israeli recording artist Dudu Aharon recently performed a Hebrew Arabic version of Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah, a Hebrew Arabic version of Paul Simon's Sound of Silence, a Hebrew Arabic version of Matisyahu's One Day, a Hebrew Arabic version of Bob Dylan's Hard Rain. Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again. Because a vision softly creeping. No one was led astray by my singing Paul Simon's Sound of Silence, because the correct answer, 20 of you knew, was a Hebrew and Arabic version of Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah. Let's look at the leaderboard. Very little change. Campy in fifth. All right, moving up 4 places. Gerard is the highest climber on that round. Question number 11, 2 more to go. Tony Murray, 3 more actually. Tony Murray, who escaped Nazi-occupied France, just became the first centenarian listed as one of UK's smartest, nicest, best-looking, wealthiest. Smartest, nicest, best-looking, wealthiest. He has a nice tux. He is also wearing a bow tie. But what was he listed as? Smartest, nicest, best-looking, or wealthiest? Mazal Tov to the 21 of you who knew that it was his wealthiest. I was going to say best-looking. What do I know? Moving right along, we have Molly and Mark changing place, Renee and Steve on fire, but otherwise no change in the leaderboard. Moving along to question number 12, Israeli schools opened on a Sunday. When did families find out it was going to happen? 1 week before, that morning, the Friday before, on Rosh Chodesh ER. I'm sure all of the students were as happy as Adam Sandler in Happy Gilmore. The Friday before. Many of you thought it was actually that morning, which, as a parent of a 5 and 2-year-old, sounds insane. The Friday before sounds a little crazy to me, too. 1 week would have been nice, but these are difficult times. Moving right along. Okay, JB in first, going into the final question. Mark B in second, Renee and Steve in third, Molly in fourth, Ken W in fifth. 3 in a row. Not Einstein is back in the game. Can Not Einstein shoot up to the top of the leaderboard on the last question? Let's find out. Jerry Stiller, who died this week, got his break in acting when he portrayed which historical figure in a school play? Was it George Washington, David Ben-Gurion, Adolf Hitler, or Babe Ruth? We could all use some serenity now. We could all use some serenity now in these difficult, dark days. And we have just lost one of the finest Jewish funny men in America. And he got his big start playing Adolf Hitler. Which you guys were on, which is surprising, but which you would know if you read the news. Put out by the fine people at JTA. Here comes the podium. In third place with 10 out of 13. Molly, call a kavod, Molly. In second place, 10 out of 13. Mark B. And in first place with 11 out of 13. Drum roll, please. It is JB. It is JB. I'm going to stop my screen share. Congratulations. Everyone give a round of applause to JB. What do you win, JB? you don't win anything other than a social media shout out, which, even if you're not a member of Gen Z, even if you're not 13, still a big deal. Everyone likes a social media shout out. JB, if you want us to give you a shout out using your real name, just email tips@70facesmedia.org. Thank you all for coming out and playing. I am your host, Rabbi Ben Resnick. Please join us next week and every week until the Messiah comes or until JTA decides this is a waste of time. Once again, this is You Call That News. Have a fantastic evening. Bow tie off.